If you get out of the Metro Line 1 at Turro and head east, you're in the middle of the area known as of fairly recently as NoLo, or north of Loreto. 2 previous episodes of Tony City Tastes took us to this neighborhood. Number 165, Tu Navigli, and number 67, Manna. Tonight I was headed to a restaurant about 4 minutes away, which I'd heard good things about, and whose menu sounded irresistible. Konnubio, Milano, which opened in 2023. I was seated with my back to the pizza station while I sorted out my menu choices in Konnubio's very inviting space. Virtually immediately, I was brought an amuse-bouche, a montanara, a little fried pizza, which in this variation on the Neapolitan classic had anchovies, a pumpkin cream, and walnuts. There was also some excellent bread, and I was drinking a Pinot Grigio from a winery just outside Udine in Friuli. My antipasto decision had been pretty much instantaneous. 2 preparations of artichoke. The base was an artichoke cream, along with a mint pesto. Those white-colored dollops were aioli. Between the base and the aioli were fried artichoke leaves. On top, there were strips of nori algae, and in the liquid underneath the artichoke cream, there was a hint of licorice. For an artichoke lover like me, this was a great way to start off. The delights continued with my primo. Coils of spaghetti with smoked butter, garlic, and pepperoncino. There were also slices of just barely cooked shrimp, as well as candied lemon and parsley-flavored oil. Aside from the spaghetti and visible toppings themselves, those flavors I've mentioned combined to make the most amazing juices down at the bottom. A stunning primo. The waiter had suggested I hold off on ordering my secondo until after the primo to make sure I knew how much more I wanted. More delicious food, that much was certain. We moved on to a falanghina from the Native winery just outside Patanopoli in the Campania province of Avellino. So, fish for my secondo. Grilled amberjack with 3 cauliflower treatments. On top of the fish, a cauliflower cream. In between and around it, pickled and charred cauliflower slices. Everything sat at the edge of a bay of bagna cauda, which, just to refresh your memory if necessary, is a sauce made from garlic, anchovies, and olive oil, and is a Piemontese specialty. The greenery on top, a fried shiso leaf, did more than just add decoration. Another wonderful take on amberjack, one of my fish favorites. I asked for a pause while I considered whether I could manage a dessert. The couple sitting next to me had a strong dessert recommendation for me. I took them up on that and went for the dessert they had had. Called Choco Cosmo, it was a cheesecake made from buffalo ricotta enveloped in chocolate ganache, alternating with puffed rice flavored with hazelnuts, milk chocolate topped with raspberries, plus drops of raspberry coulis and lime peel. Before they left, I made sure to thank my neighbors for their recommendation. I was, if I'm honest, straining a bit at this point, but I wouldn't have wanted to miss anything I ordered. A delightful evening at the best kind of neighborhood restaurant, combining extremely creative cuisine with top-notch pizza, both classics and creative versions. Definitely worth the trip to Turro and NoLo.